क्या आप IAS की तैयारी कर रहे हैं और कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स को 2.5 लाख तक की फीस नहीं पे करना चाहते? अगर हाँ, तो 22,500 रुपए में घर बैठ के StudyIQ के पेन ड्राइव कोर्स के साथ आप IAS की तैयारी कर सकते हैं। आज ही विजिट करें studyiq.com।
Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. In this lecture, we will discuss about the Reserve Bank of India's new rules for the note refund. Recently, the Reserve Bank of India has issued new guidelines or rules for the exchange of defective notes. So, we will see what is the new criteria or guidelines issued by the Reserve Bank of India for the refund of old notes. Why did the Reserve Bank of India actually came up with the new guidelines is because there was a lack of clarity over the exchange of rupees 200 as well as 2000 denomination notes. If we see, 200 and 2000 denomination notes were not existing in the economy prior to the demonetization. So these two denominations were introduced after the demonetization. So there was a lack of clarity over the exchange of 200 rupee and 2000 rupee notes, and under the new guidelines or the new rules, the Reserve Bank of India has covered the 200 as well as 2000 rupee notes as well. So we will see what are the new guidelines. Before we move on to the guidelines, let us first check what is the background at which the Reserve Bank of India has issued this new guidelines. After the demonetization which took place in November 2016, the Reserve Bank of India introduced new series of notes, and that was of varying sizes. So, post demonetization, we have witnessed the introduction of new notes by the Reserve Bank of India, which includes 200 and 2000 rupee notes, which were of new denominations. Earlier, 200 and 2000 denomination notes were not available, and also we will see among the available denominations, say for example 100 rupee notes, 500 rupee notes, these denominations were available, but the sizes of the notes also changed after the demonetization. New 500 rupees notes came up, 100 rupee notes also recently we have seen new 100 rupee notes have come to the economy. So the sizes of already existing denomination notes have changed, and also new denomination notes were introduced in the economy post demonetization. So besides 200 and 2000 notes, the Reserve Bank of India has come out with smaller notes of 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 50 rupee, 100 rupee, 500 rupee, etc. And the sizes of these notes were different from the already existing notes. And because of differences in the size of the new notes, these notes were not covered under the RBI note refund rules of 2009. So make it clear that the note refund rules of the RBI is from Reserve Bank of India note refund rules of 2009. So the new notes which are of a different size, they were not covered under the rules. So from this it is very clear that the exchange of defective notes is based on the size of the note. So the measurement or criteria is based on size, which we will discuss later in this lecture. And now the Reserve Bank of India has amended its rules, that is the RBI note refund rules of 2009 has been amended in order to accommodate the new notes which are issued by the RBI post demonetization. Now let us see what is the effect of bringing in this new guidelines by the Reserve Bank of India. Now we have seen that RBI has amended the Reserve Bank of India note refund rules of 2009. So this amendment makes it possible to accommodate the new notes as well. So the impact is that the public can now exchange their defective notes or defective notes for their full value or for half value. It can be either full value or half value, and this value will depend upon the condition of the currency. So depending on the condition of the currency, now the public can exchange their defective notes with the RBI, and this has made possible only because the RBI has amended the rules of 2009 in order to accommodate the new notes as well. And we have seen the public can exchange it for full value or for half value depending on condition of the currency. And now how is the condition of the currency determined? It is determined on the basis of area of the single largest undivided piece of the note. So this criteria for determining the exchange value is the area of the single largest undivided piece of the note. And that is why we said the new notes which were introduced post demonetization was of different sizes and the denomination was also different. So because of these two factors, they were not accommodated in the already existing RBI note refund rules of 2009. So this rules has to get amended in order to accommodate the notes of new sizes. So the criteria is solely based on the area of the single largest undivided piece of the note, and the new currencies, they have different sizes, and if they have to get accommodated, the rules also needs to be amended. So that was the reason RBI amended the rules. Now where can the public exchange their old notes? They can exchange it either with the RBI offices or the designated bank branches which are across the country. So the RBI has designated certain bank branches. Also the RBI office also receive this defective notes from the public. Now let us come to the guidelines. For notes below 20 rupee designation, for notes below 50 rupee designation, we will see here that there is newly introduced 10 rupee and 20 rupee notes, and for them the area or the size is different. So the size of the new notes are different, and therefore the minimum area required for the payment of full value, that is also different compared to the already existing 10 rupee and 20 rupee notes. So from this we understand that the newly introduced 10 rupee and 20 rupee notes are also accommodated in this guidelines. This is the total area of the note. So this indicates total area, and this column provides the value of minimum area required for the payment of full value. We have seen that the criteria is based on area of the single largest undivided piece of the note. So if the single largest undivided piece of the note is above this values, they will get full refund. So this is the guidelines. Now coming to currencies of denominations of more than 50 and more than 50. First of all, we will see here that the new 50, 100 and the 500 rupee notes. So we will see that there is a difference in area compared to the old notes, and minimum requirement for payment of full value is also given, and minimum requirement for the payment of half value is also given. So it means the notes whose denominations were previously existing but the sizes have changed have been accommodated, and secondly the newly introduced denominations, that is 200 rupee and 2000 rupee notes, that is also included in the new guidelines. The total area of the 200 rupee note is 96.36 centimeter square, and if the area of the largest undivided piece is more than 78 centimeter square, the person will get full refund, and if it is 39 centimeter square or above, he will get half refund. Again, coming to the newly introduced denomination 2000 rupee notes, the total area is 109.56 centimeter square, and if the largest undivided piece is more than 88 centimeter square, the person would get a full refund, and if it is more than 44 centimeter square, half refund will be provided to the person. And it is not necessary to by heart all the values. Two things that you must keep in your mind is post demonetization, the government post demonetization, the Reserve Bank of India has introduced a new series of notes, and one speciality was that the sizes of this notes were different from that of previously existing notes, and secondly the denominations were also different in the sense that new denominations like 200, 2000 were introduced. So the already existing RBI note refund rules of 2009 does not accommodate these changes because they were made in the year 2009, and this happened post demonetization. So in order to accommodate the new notes of different size and different denomination, the RBI has amended this rules, and now the public can exchange any new note with the Reserve Bank of India. And you should also remember what is the criteria. The criteria is based on the area of the single largest undivided piece of the note.
क्या आप IAS की तैयारी कर रहे हैं और कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स को 2.5 लाख तक की फीस नहीं पे करना चाहते? अगर हाँ, तो 22,500 रुपए में घर बैठ के StudyIQ के पेन ड्राइव कोर्स के साथ आप IAS की तैयारी कर सकते हैं। आज ही विजिट करें studyIQ.com।